Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were up about 0.2 to 0.58%, no major data points from there. European markets were mixed. FTSE was down about 0.56%, however the rest of the markets were up anywhere from 0.2 to almost about 0.5%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, the color is green. Both China and Hang Seng are sharply up about 1.25%. Even Nikkei is up, and SGX Nifty is suggesting that we are going to open up almost about 23 points higher. In terms of developments, there is a possibility of a fresh stimulus for the Chinese markets, and coupled with that, fall in the crude oil prices for the second consecutive day has given some kind of a strength to the Asian markets generally. In terms of flows, friends, FIs were net buyers in the cash market. In fact, they were sellers in the cash market to the tune of about 321 crore. However, the domestic institutions were buyers to the tune of about 675 crore, and in the index future, the FIs were sellers to the tune of about 350 odd crore. So overall sentiment for our own markets continues to be sluggish for the lack of triggers. Though the flows have continued, we've seen that in certain pockets there has been a good amount of unwinding and weakness. So we think that probably for a few more days you might see this kind of a sluggish behavior. On that note, let me invite our F&O expert to take you through important data points and strategies that we can have from the derivative side.
Good morning friends, we'll give an analysis on derivatives. In Friday's trading session we have seen Nifty starting the new series on a flattish note, where on the initial part of the trade we have seen Nifty opening up with a positive bias with around 30-40 points gain. But similar to the last few trading sessions, we have seen Nifty showing resistance at higher levels, and again have seen some kind of selling pressure at higher levels, and we have managed to close 0.25% lower at 8434.90. Now on the open interest terms, we have seen reduction of around 2% reduction in open interest in Nifty. That is around 4.13 lakh shares were reduced in open interest. Again, a long unwinding was observed by market participants in yesterday's trade, as Nifty cost of carry have also decreased from 14.20% to 12%. But remember, this 12% is also quite healthy in terms of cost of carry. That Nifty premium have came down from 113 to 93 points. 93 points is also quite healthy enough for Nifty. The put call ratio have seen significant amount of dip, that is from 0.86 to 0.83 levels. In line, we have seen the Nifty going down by around 40-50 points in Friday's trading session. Put call ratio have also dipped 3 odd basis point. But remember friends, we have to have a close eye on the 0.80 levels on put call ratio, where put call ratio has been inching towards a strong support at around 0.80, and whenever we have seen put call ratio taking the support at around 0.80, we have seen a sharp bounce back in put call ratio and for the Nifty also. The Indian Volatility Index have further dipped by 4.5% after seeing a sharp uptick in around 11 to 12 odd percentage in Thursday's trading session, the days of the expiry of the volatility index. We have seen in yesterday's trade some kind of cool off in volatility index as it reduced by 4.5% and finally settled at 14.50 levels. On the options activity, we have seen out of the money strike price, that is 8,500, 600 and 700, all have seen significant amount of build up of around 38%, 20 and 15% respectively. However, most of this build up, since the volatility index have also went down, most of the build up we feel is on the shorter side, especially on the 8,600 and 8,700 call option. While in put option, we have seen 8,400 was quite active, seeing an addition of around 15 odd percentage in yesterday's trade. However, the highest in terms of open interest is in 8,200 strike price with around 24 lakh shares in it, while in call option 9,000 remains as the highest in terms of open interest, followed by 8,600 strike price with around 26 lakh shares in it. There are no securities in bank period for today's trade. On FIS terms and index futures, there were net buyers of 392 crores. After seeing a series of net sellers, FIs have turned net buyers in index futures, but the net buyers was mainly due to the short covering which was been observed. That is, the open interest of FIs in index futures went down by around 3 odd percentage, indicating some kind of short covering by FIs in index futures in Friday's trading session. While in index options, they continue to buy a significant amount of index options. In last expiry, last series also we have seen their activity have got shifted from index futures to index options. Now that's not a good sign for the market, because if there is a lot of buying in index options, we might see significant amount of volatility in the market going forward. And seeing the index options, there were net buys of 3,500 crores, which is quite huge. We might see significant amount of volatility in coming trading session also. The stock futures in stock futures there were net buyers of around 442 crores, while in stock options there were net sellers of only 7 odd crores. 5 days we have stands at 8,500 with a lower range at around 8,400 and higher range at 8,500. Remember friends, 8,500, 8,600 which was the important support in the last series, now will act as a good amount of resistance in this series. So unless until 8,500, 8,600 doesn't breaks convincingly, it would be difficult for the market to cross and to make new lifetime highs. So 8,500, 8,600 levels should be watched quite closely in the coming trading session for the market participants. SX Nifty is trading a bit positive by 20 odd points, indicating some kind of positive opening can be seen in today's trade, and it's quoting at 8445. That concludes from derivative side. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you through Sharekhan pre-market action, starting with trading ideas first. Long call on Fortis Healthcare as the company finalizes sale of its Singapore hospital to Concord Medical Services for a total sum of 250 crore. So one can long Fortis Healthcare with a stop loss of 161 and a target of about 167 to about 171. GMR Infra, again there is a long call as the company plans to raise about 4,000 crore over the next 1 year through divestment of assets and share sale to reduce its debt and ease the cash flow. So long GMR stop loss of 14.9 and a target of about 16.5 to about 17.5. Bharti Airtel, a positive development as the TRAI floats consultation paper on regulatory framework for OTT services, which is positive for Bharti and telecom operators. And it had taken steps earlier to charge for such services, which was strongly opposed by the consumers and TRAI. So one can long Bharti with a stop loss of 368 and a target of about 384 to about 392. Union Bank of India has dropped the plan to raise funds to the tune of about 1,386 crore through QIP to the next fiscal. So one can short Union Bank of India with a stop loss of 164 and a target of about 155 to about 150. In other news and developments, government is likely to exempt fuel subsidy burden for ONGC and Oil India in Q4, but cut the gas price by about 9%. So this is positive for these companies for the fourth quarter, but it could impact negatively for FY16. Tata said Teleservices surprised many by aggressively going after LTE spectrum in the 800 MHz band, thwarting Reliance Jio's plans to acquire the spectrum in the band in key markets like Delhi, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. And Stride Apolab has launched the hepatitis C drug in India under brand name Virso under in-licensing agreement with Gillette Science. Refiner BPCL is shutting down its 120,000 barrels per day Bina refinery in Madhya Pradesh for about a month for routine maintenance. Honda Motorcycles and Scooter India would be investing about 585 crore to increase the two-wheelers capacity at Naraspura, Karnataka. The capacity of the plant would be about from 18 lakh will be increased to about 24 lakhs, and Gap is set to enter India in May, partnering with Irwin Lifestyle. GlaxoSmithKline has reached a deal with the British government to supply a new meningitis B vaccine following a lengthy standoff over price with the product's previous owner Novartis. NMDC has commissioned Biladela Iron Ore Deposit 11B in Dakshin Bastar district of Chhattisgarh on Sunday. India's biggest airline by market cap, Indigo, is going to file a draft prospectus for its initial public offer. State Bank of India has received all necessary approvals to buy residential properties from Air India for a total sum of about 90 crore. And interministerial panel on April 9 will take up as many as 32 foreign direct investment proposals, including that of Mylan Laboratories and S. Kumar's Nationwide. Here is a list of stocks with positive and negative bias. Stocks with positive bias are all Allahabad Bank, SBI and L&T, and stocks with negative bias are PFC and Shriram Transport Finance. Stocks for investment that we like at this point of time are L&T, Aditya Birla Nuvo, Tata Motor DVR, Infosys and Ultratech Cement. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow.